Hey guys, Gamigo Gamer here, bringing you another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battle video. So today we're going to be hopping on the Master Ball 3v3 ranked ladder. I just want to do a couple of matches here. I did make it in a Master Ball tier, and I wasn't really recording a lot of the matches there. But right now, this is the team I've been using. I kind of just started adapting it from the team that we already were using beforehand. And now the only Pokemon that are still here are Okidoki and Ogerpon. We still have a screen setter in the form of Grimmsnarl. I think it just fits the team a little bit better, and I really like being able to parting shot out, and also put a little bit more pressure on dragon types with that. And I have the link code here too, if you want to try out the link code. I've been hesitant to do link codes for my teams because I don't want to like overinflate the metagame right now. But honestly, this channel is so small, I don't really think that's going to be an issue. So if you want to try out this team too, go ahead and have fun with it. It's a really fun team. And then the Gyarados here is going to be a Dragon Dance Sweeper. It is a Moxie Gyarados, and normally I would lean towards Intimidate Gyarados, but the Moxie to Gyarados has been working really, really well, especially with the screens. It's pretty easy to set up a Dragon Dance, and then you just start snowballing really, really well with it. Sometimes you come in after a Pokemon's pretty low with another one of its teammates, and it does a lot of work, and just getting that +1 is going to be super helpful. And overall, pretty good move coverage as well. Okidoki, we've already seen this in the last battle video, but this thing is an anti-meta Keen. This thing does really, really well against a lot of the really strong Pokemon that are being used right now. Because of its natural physical bulk, we're running with the Assault Vest, just to kind of round out its special defense coverage a little bit here. And it does really well. There are a few Pokemon that this moveset doesn't do great against, but honestly, Knockoff is really nice at the start of the battle on a 3v3 match. A lot of Pokemon really rely on their item, so getting rid of that's going to be super nice. Be able to go Terra Ice against a lot of these ground-type Pokemon that really like to do a lot of damage to Okidoki is also going to be really awesome here. I found a ton of KOs and just got a lot of momentum using Okidoki against Pokemon like Garchomp and a surprising amount of Gliscor, and a few others too, Landorus Strain. So this Pokemon does super, super well. And the Guard Dog ability has been super nice too against like Intimidate users. I ran into a few Gyarados that I actually get a Guard Dog attack boost, which if those you don't know, it basically makes you immune to Intimidate, and then also gives you an attack boost to +1 on your attack, which is really nice, in addition to not being able to get switched out too. So like moves like Dragon Tail and Roar and stuff aren't going to work on you as well, which is really, really handy. Especially against like Pokemon like Tainlu. Glimmora here, I just swapped out like a couple of seconds ago before I started recording this from the Espeon, because you have that same special attack with the 130 special attack. And I just found that Espeon wasn't really cutting it with a lot of these teammates. There were some definite holes. I think that Glimmora is going to help kind of round out our coverage a little bit better here. So that's why we have the Glimmora. It's going to put a lot of pressure on a lot of sweeping Pokemon. Earth Power can hit Golden Go pretty well. Energy Ball is going to be able to hit Ursaluna Blood Moon. Being able to hit Cleavor, which is what a lot of Pokemon like to lead with the Power Gem, is going to be super nice. Sludge Wave will hit Fluttermane really well. So I really like Choice Scarf Glimmora in this one. And then Ogerpon, again, I really think Hearth Flame Mask is the way to go with this Pokemon. It's so powerful when you go Terra. I'm just going to go +1 with that attack, and just kind of snowball, and you do so much damage. If you saw in the last battle video, I was going up against a Vaporeon that got a ton of Acid Armors up, and I was still able to take it out just with +1 attack, because this Pokemon just does so much damage. And then Garganacl here is going to be really, really nice against a few specific Pokemon. We have the Covert Cloak so that we can actually handle other Garganacl. It's actually really good against Annihilate, too. Unless you're super unlucky like me and miss all 8 of your fissures, which is a less than 1% chance. But it's really good against Annihilate because Annihilate likes to taunt. And you're going to be able to resist those Ghost-type moves when you go Terra Flying. So you're resisting most of its coverage. And then you can just kind of go for fissures. It doesn't really matter if they're using Bulk Up on you. It's really good against a lot of physical threats. So this Pokemon just does really good all around. So let's go ahead and hop into some battles here. Alrighty, so taking a look at their team here. You see the Skeledirge, Annihilate, Blissey, Dragonite, Amolola, and the Tinkaton. So I'm thinking Okidoki looks really strong here. Sometimes we see Tinkaton as a lead, which makes me want to lead with Ogerpon. So I don't want to get statused. I just want to be able to take that thing out. Although it might be running Focus Sash, and I really don't want to get statused on him. Garganackle could be good, but then we might get Encored too, which should not feel superb. Garganackle is going to be really good too against Annihilate, and it's also going to be able to put some pressure on a few of his other Pokemon. Dragonite might be able to get Fissure off on the Skeledirge too, which would be really good. I think Glimmora looks really solid too against the Skeledirge and against some of his other Pokemon. Thinking here. You know what? I think we're going to lead with Ogerpon this time. Actually, we're going to lead Garganackle, Ogerpon, and Glimmora. Now that we're Master Ball tier, we're starting to see some more Skeledirge again. I might put the Throat Chop back onto the Ogerpon, just to kind of handle him a little bit better. I had it on originally, and I wasn't really running into Skeledirge, but Skeledirge is a pretty top tier Pokemon. I think it's going to be a lot more common now that we're back in Master Ball tier. And it might just be a nice way to kind of handle him. Okay, so we did see the Tinkaton lead here. That's kind of what I was expecting. And the reason I led Garganackle is just so I don't get paralyzed by the, what's it called? The Thunder Wave here, because I'm immune to that. And even though it has Tinkaton Hammer, we're full physical defensive investment. So I think we're just going to throw out the Salt here. Just so it doesn't want to get Encored. It might not Encore us. Ooh. Yeah, I don't want to get Encored, so let's go Salt here. Just so we can get some chip. Okay, we see the knockoff. That's totally fine. It's going to knock off our Covert Cloak. Cannot speak today. Then we're getting some chip damage here. That's going to do a lot more because it's a Steel type, which is really nice for us. Okay, we're breaking the air balloon. That's fine. Didn't know what item it was, but at least now we can throw out Fissures if we need to. I am going to set up an Iron Defense here, just in case he switches, or if he decides to stay in, try to do some damage to us. We see the Stealth Rock, so that's going to do a decent amount of damage to my Ogerpon, so that's a little bit unfortunate, but we can still kind of play around that. Yeah, now that we got the Iron Defense up too, Tinkaton Hammer is not going to do, or Gigaton Hammer is not going to do a whole lot of damage to us, which is really, really solid. I think I might just go for another Iron Defense. We might get Encored into that here in just a second. Just looking at his team here, seeing if that's even going to be an issue or not. Is he going to go for a Gigaton Hammer? You know what, I'm just going for Iron Defense. Yeah, we see the Encore anyway, so we're locked into Iron Defense. That's fine, because we're doing a lot of good chip damage. He's going to have to switch here. Doesn't hurt to really keep just getting set up with our defense. If he has a decent special attack here, he might be able to put a little bit of pressure on us, but if we absolutely have to, we can Terra and just get rid of any weaknesses we may have. Yep. So we have to use Iron Defense here. That's totally fine. If he stays in, he's going to get knocked out. We do see him withdraw. Which I'm not really worried about. Both of our other Pokemon are going to be able to outspeed him and just take that out at the end, so that's totally fine. We do see the Skeledirge here. Skeledirge isn't going to be too threatening because both of its offensive options, we're going to resist the Torch Dawn, and our ability makes us resist Ghost type moves too. So unless he's running like Earth Power or something really weird, I think we're in a pretty good position still. I think we're still locked in, aren't we? Yeah, it's Iron Defense. That's totally fine. We'll just use it one more time here. It is going to try to set up with Torch Dawns. But a lot of times you'll see, like with this moveset, it's going to be Torch Dawn, like Shadow Ball, Will-O-Wisp, and Slack Off. So I don't think we're really too worried about that at the moment. I think I might throw Salt here on him just to start getting a little bit of chip. Just put some pressure. I'm assuming he has leftovers, but just put a little bit of pressure on him. That might be good. We're still taking those decently well. We're going to use Recover this next turn here. Just kind of want to see if he's running the leftovers or not. All right, he's running Covert Cloak to actually be able to handle other Garganackle, which is totally fine. Because we have the Fissure too. So that's doing a decent bit of damage. He is snowballing a little bit here. We don't really need the Garganacl at this point. I'm hoping he doesn't have Annihilape in the back. That could be a little bit difficult to deal with. But, you know, we're going to throw down a Fissure. We know what its item is, so that's really good for us. It'd be really nice if we landed this, not really having any high hopes. And we do land the Fissure, so really, really nice for us here. I still think we're going to be able to play around it. And they just rage quit. Alright, that's a quick one. Maybe we'll do 3 today. Alright, we found another opponent. And interestingly enough, another Alomomola. I just saw one of those. So, fascinating that some people are running it. We do see some pretty big threats here. We know what Rillaboom does with Grassy Glide and Grassy Terrain. Sylveon's going to be really powerful on the special side of things, so we don't have a great special wall. I definitely think we're going to lead with Grimmsnarl here just to be able to set up screens and kind of handle that a little bit easier. We see Okidoki, Gholdengo, and the Chi-Yu here, so I'm thinking Glimmora actually looks really, really strong. But Okidoki could kind of handle a lot of those Pokemon that Glimmora could handle too. Glimmora's good against the Sylveon. It can hit the Gholdengo. It's good against the Okidoki and the Chi-Yu. Well, pretty much his whole team except Alomomola. Just thinking here. Ogerpon could be decent. You know what? I think we're going to appreciate the screens. I definitely think we're going to appreciate the screens against this team. So I'm going to lead with Grimmsnarl here. Breeding Glimmora. Yeah, let's bring Okidoki too. Why not? Why not? We can hit the Gholdengo too with knockoff. And we're pretty good against a lot of his other Pokemon as well. So with screens, I think we're looking pretty decent against this team here. We have a pretty good matchup. Alright, so we're going to see the Rillaboom right off the bat. That's totally fine. It's oh, I thought it wasn't Grassy Surge for a minute. I'm like, that's going to be really interesting. I wonder what we're running into. No, we see the Grassy Surge here. Totally fine. He is probably faster than us, and this might do crazy amounts of damage. So I think I might just hard switch into Okidoki. Yeah, I'm going to hard switch into Okidoki. We're going to be able to absorb the Grassy Slide pretty easily here, which will be fine. He might be running high horsepower too, just to give him that ground type coverage. So that could be a little threatening, but I think I'm just going to throw out... Well, he has a lot of good switch-in options, so I might just... Ooh, I'm thinking... I wonder if Gholdengo is going to come in. So I'm tempted to do knockoff, but if he has that ground type coverage too, I don't want to deal with that. We are fast. Let's throw out a Gunk Shot. Let's throw out a Gunk Shot. We can deal with anything if it switches in. We do see the switch. I was tempted to go knockoff there. So it might be Gholdengo. That's kind of what I'm expecting here. We see another Okidoki, so that's totally fine. I don't even mind that matchup for us. It's going to do a little bit of damage here. We don't really have anything that hits Okidoki super well. I'm wondering if it has Earthquake. If it does, though, at least the Grassy Terrain's going to lower the power of that a little bit. I am going to use knockoff here just to get rid of his item. Alright, so he was running Assault Vest as well. And he's running the counter. Okay, fascinating. You know what? And I think I am going to... Ooh. This is interesting. Let's go hard switch into Glimmora here. I think we can live most of what he might throw out at us. Hopefully he doesn't have the Earthquake. And counter, that's interesting. See the Poison Jab. So we're going to take that really well here. We're also going to get a layer of Toxic Spikes. And we should be able to get a really powerful hit off. Who was that first Pokemon again? Rillaboom. Yeah. So that makes things a little bit more challenging with what move we want to use. I think we're going to just have to go for the Earth Power and switch out again, which is totally fine. This should take it out here unless he switches. He is going to switch. Okay. What if the Rillaboom's coming back in? Yeah, we do see the Rillaboom. It's going to get that Toxic Spikes, which is good for us. Just get a little bit of chip damage. How much does that do? Absolutely nothing. Okay. Man, I need to start playing for these switches a little more. These are pretty obvious switches. I'm just not thinking straight. There goes that grassy terrain, too. He doesn't know. That's pretty bold. That's pretty bold. That he went back into the Rillaboom, actually. I think he'll go Grimmsnarl now that he doesn't have that priority on us, and hopefully we can set up some screens here and kind of play around from there. Yeah, that's really bold going into the Rillaboom. You see the Wood Hammer here. That's going to do some good damage to us. I'm going to take a lot of recoil, which is awesome for us, and taking some more chip. I think I might want to preserve the Grimmsnarl, so I will use Parting Shot and go back into Okidogi, just so I can set up screens again and kind of play around him some more for the rest of his team. And hopefully we'll be able to just kind of play from here. Yeah, we're going to eat this pretty well. A little bit lower than I'd like to be at this point in the match. But he doesn't have any priority on us, so do I go for the Drain Punch or just go for the knockoff in case he switches to his last Pokemon? Let's just go for the knockoff here. Worst case scenario, just goes into Okidogi and we can play from there. I suppose I could have Terra Ice and gone for a powerful Ice Punch just to bring that Okidogi pretty low. We'd see a Terra. That's really interesting. I'm running speed on this, and I don't think Rillaboom's super fast, so I don't know who's going to be faster in this situation. He might still get the outspeed on us. All right, he does outspeed us here, which is a little bit unfortunate. How much is this going to do? We have that Parting Shot on him, yeah, so that's not even going to take us out here, which is really good. So he just wasted his Terra. Totally fine with that. Gives us a little bit of an edge. Had the Miracle Seed just for some extra recovery from the grassy terrain. Although I don't think that the Miracle Seed just boosts Grass Types move, doesn't it? Never mind. Interesting. Now we see the Sylveon. Now Sylveon's pretty slow. Normally, it might just be running the Quick Attack with the Pixelate, which makes me want to hard switch into Glimmora here and just kind of preserve the Okidogi. I'm expecting the Quick Attack, and I am going to try to preserve the Okidogi. Hilariously enough, this would actually set up a second layer of Toxic Spikes too. I don't think that's really going to matter yet. We see the Quick Attack here. Going to completely ignore that. Now we can put a lot of pressure on him going from here on out. So, because we got rid of that Assault Vest, and because Glimmora's special attack is so high, I think we're pretty safe just to go for Sludge Wave here. I could go for a neutral move, but I just want to take this thing out. It can't Terrasilize because they just wasted on the Rillaboom, and they're going to forfeit here. So nice, easy win. We'll take that. All right, and we're going to do one more match here. I think because the first two were kind of short, we'll do a third one here. And taking a look at his team, you see some really interesting Pokemon. A lot of very, very defensive options, and that's also going to be kind of annoying dealing with that Basculegion in the back. I think that there's a good chance Mimikyu could lead here. Sometimes you'll see a Fluttermane lead. Encore on the Paradox Jigglypuff. that I cannot think of right now is going to be really annoying to deal with. Who do we want to lead with? You know what? We're going to lead Okidoki. That's going to be pretty solid against a lot of potential leads that I see on his team. I kind of like the idea of using Garganacl. Although setting up the Gyarados could be really good too. Ooh, I don't like the Levitate on the Cresselia. That thing seems really difficult. Yeah, I have my reasons. Let's see how this goes. There's a few different ways I figured I could have tackled this, but I have my reasons. So let's go ahead and see what he leads with. I'm kind of hoping it's a Mimikyu. Yeah, perfect. We're just going to go for knockoff here and kind of play from there. We might get burned. A lot of Mimikyu run Will-O-Wisp. That's a little bit annoying to deal with, but it's not the end of the world. And in classic Scarlet and Violet fashion, Mimikyu is glitching into the floor. What is he going to do? Is he offensive? If he's offensive, that's ideal, in my opinion. Sometimes he'll just go Sword Stance and then try to sweep. So Will-O-Wisp would not be great, but we can deal with that. Any day now. They're really thinking on this. So we're going to get the knockoff here. Break that disguise. And knock off the Citrus Berry. So he's going to be a bulkier variant. Set up the Trick Room. Okay, so he's going to be a Trick Room setter. I'm wondering if they have the Iron Hands then in the back. Let's see their team again one more time. Yeah, Iron Hands is pretty much the Pokemon that's going to take advantage of Trick Room the most. And Cresselia also appreciates it. Fascinating. Do I want to switch here? Yeah, I'm a switch. I'm a switch right here. If he does go for Will-O-Wisp, then we're going to be immune to it. Garganacl kind of shuts down Mimikyu. I just wanted to get rid of that item. Oh, we see the curse. That's totally fine. That's totally fine. We can heal that off. Easy peasy. So I'm going to actually throw out Assault Cure first, and then I might switch back. I'm wondering if he is Pain Split then. We see that quite a bit. Not too worried about this here. And I mean, offensively, Mimikyu doesn't do anything. He might just switch. But it'd be nice to land that Assault Cure, I was thinking, on whatever comes in. Especially if it's Cresselia. Who is it going to be? I don't think he thought he was going to live that. And we're just kind of wasting away those Trick Room turns too. And actually our Garganacl takes advantage of the Trick Room too, which is really, really nice for us. Yep, so we're going to land that Assault Cure. He's just going to stay in. I'm totally fine with that. What's he going to do here? That's not going to do much. Okay. We're actually faster, too, which is really awesome. I think he's going to live this. I hope he lives this, so that we have one more turn to waste away his Trick Room, and we're going to heal up here. And then we'll switch out. He's probably just going to go for another Play Rough here. Oh, he's switching. Fascinating. Try to get a little bit more usage out of his Mimikyu. You can go for another Curse too, which is a little bit annoying, but alright, so just above half here. I want to go back into Okidoki, I think. Is he gonna Belly Drum? Oh, I don't know. Let's go for Okidoki again. It's getting a little bit awkward right now. See the Drain Punch, so we're going to take that decently well. It still does quite a bit of damage. So he's going to be Life Orbed. That makes sense. Dimensions are going to go back to normal here. I think... Ooh, they oftentimes run Earthquake, don't they? Ooh, okay. How do I want to handle this? We're just going to go for knockoff. We're just going to go for knockoff for now. Get rid of that Life Orb. He's going to go for Swords Dance, so that's fine. I'm not too worried about that still. And then I am going to throw out a Gunk Shot here. Hopefully get some good chip damage. This is going to allow Ogerpon just to kind of come in and take him out pretty easily. If I have to Terrasilize the Ogerpon and go Ivy Cudgel, I can definitely do that too. Ogerpon's going to outspeed the Mimikyu too, which is going to be really nice. So we are going to miss the Gunk Shot, unfortunately. Took a little bit of a gamble there. But I think that's okay. I think that is okay. Yep, so we're going to go Ogerpon and Terrasilize. I think that'll still probably take this Iron Hands out. He's fairly physically defensive, but Ogerpon just does so much damage that I'm not really worried about it. We're going to get that Terra boost, that +1 with the mask damage. So I think this is just going to take him out here. And nothing wants to switch in on this either, which is really, really good for us. So he can't just hide behind the Trick Room. I think that wasting those Trick Room turns is actually going to be really, really important for us in this match. Feels so good to sweep with Ogerpon. He's so easy to use if you have a good matchup. Just does so much damage. Is it enough? Is it enough? It sure is. I figured it would be. So, there we go. And we're in a very, very good position here. We're +1. His Mimikyu is basically useless at this point. We can definitely take it out with Garganacl if we need to at the end here. Yeah, we see the Mimikyu, but this isn't going to do anything. It might have Shadow Sneak just to get a little bit of chip on us, but with that moveset, running Curse and being bulkier, I don't think so. And we get another forfeit. So, 3 forfeits today, but overall, pretty good day. Thank you so much for watching, and this is GetMeGoGamer out.